Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. It is online teaching program. Saima Fatma is here to teach you. We had been studying unit number 3, The Adventure of the Dying Detective. Today we will complete the reading of the story. Well girls, can you tell what we have read so far? Sherlock Holmes, the detective, is dying of a rare tropical disease. He asked his friend Dr. Watson to bring Mr. Culverton Smith, the only person who can treat him. In order to save Sherlock's life, Dr. Watson approaches Smith with the request to help Sherlock with his special knowledge of the Eastern disease. Mr. Smith is on his way to Sherlock. Dr. Watson reaches there before him, and as advised by Sherlock, he hides himself behind the head of Sherlock's bed. Let us study the rest of the story. Page number 39. First of all, vocabulary. Hush, period of silence. Sniggered, laughed in a quiet, unpleasant way. Rustling, soft whispering sound. Contracted, got an illness. Heart, center. Uncharitable, not generous. Rasping, saying in unpleasant, harsh sound. Labored, breathing slow and hard. Gasped, took a quick, deep breath. Following Sherlock's command, Dr. Watson was hiding behind the head of Sherlock's bed. He heard somebody open the door and then closed it. It was Mr. Culverton Smith. Believing that they were alone in the room, there was nobody in the room besides him and Sherlock. Smith's attitude was quite natural towards Sherlock. He was not pretending at all. He stood by the bedside of Sherlock and looked at him silently for some moments. Then he shouted at Holmes if he could hear him. Dr. Watson heard the rustling sound. It seemed that Smith had shaken Sherlock roughly by the shoulder. Well, girls, what does it show about the man? He has been called to treat the patient who is in a very critical condition, who is dying, and his attitude towards him is so harsh. He is behaving towards him so vehemently. Holmes asked in a low, feeble voice if he was Culverton Smith. He thanked him for coming there to treat him. He said that Mr. Smith was a very noble man. He had come to save his life, to help him fight the deadly disease. At this, Mr. Smith laughed contemptuously. He asked Holmes if he knew what disease he was suffering from. Holmes answered the same. Well, girls, what do you think? What is meant by the same? It means he was suffering from the same disease of which Victor Savage died. Victor Savage was the nephew of Mr. Culverton Smith. He died a very terrible, very painful death. Smith said to Sherlock, "You are suffering from the same disease of which Victor died. It is not something surprising for me. Victor died of this disease on the 4th day. Well, girls, you can well imagine how fatal the disease was. The man suffered from it, and on the 4th day he was dead. Before this disease, Sherlock was investigating the murder of Victor Savage. During investigation, he pointed out that the man was living in the center of London and he died of an Asiatic disease, the disease on which Culverton Smith had made a special study. He felt that there was something wrong. He smelt Smith's hand in Victor's murder. Through investigation, he had deduced that Smith was involved in the murder of his nephew. Smith was commenting on it. He said, Sherlock, you are very clever. You understood I killed him. He called him uncharitable for that. He said to Holmes, although you knew I had killed him, but you could never prove it. Then Dr. Watson felt that Sherlock was having extreme difficulty in breathing. Sherlock asked Smith to give him some water. He gave him water and said, You are about to die. I want to tell you something before your death. That's why I have given you water. Then he asked Holmes if he remembered the ivory box which came on Wednesday by post, and he opened it. Sherlock answered that he remembered. He opened the box and there was a sharp spring inside it. Perhaps it was a joke. Then Smith said that there was no joke. He confessed that he had sent the box and it was designed in such a way that the spring inside it drew blood of the person who opened it and infected him with the deadly Eastern disease. He told Holmes, as he had guessed, that he was the murderer of his nephew Victor Savage. He wanted to kill him. Otherwise, he would not harm him. Then is the page 40. First of all, words meanings. Shred, a small thin piece. Evidence, proof. Inaudible, impossible to hear. Pause, stop, break. Charge, allegation. Chuckle, quiet laugh. Trial, court case, lawsuit. Anonymous, from someone whose name is not known. Snarling, speaking angrily. Rouge, red powder used as a cosmetic blusher. White, cleaned, nutritious, nourishing, very good for health. Fast, abstaining from food and drink. Absolute, complete, profusely in large amount. He said to Holmes, You would die with the knowledge that I killed you, but it could never be proved, because I would take this ivory box in my pocket and there would be no evidence of my crime. It shows he was a very malicious, callous, evil hearted man. First, he murdered his nephew, Victor Savage. Then he planned to kill Holmes too, because Holmes had known that Victor David didn't die a natural death. Rather, it was a planned murder by his uncle Culverton Smith. And he came there with the purpose to tell him that as he had guessed that he would take his life too. Dr. Watson felt Holmes' voice had become very low and feeble. It was almost impossible to hear. He asked Smith to turn up the gas, which Smith did. Then he asked Holmes if he should do anything else, to which Holmes replied that he should light the candle, but at that time he spoke in his natural voice. It was something very surprising for Culverton Smith. He kept silent for some moments. Then he asked angrily what it meant. Holmes answered that the best way of acting a part is that one should change himself completely according to it. He told Smith he abstained from food and drink for 3 days, and now after 3 days he had drunk water which Smith gave him. Then he asked if he heard the step of his friend. Then the door opened and Inspector Morton entered. He was waiting outside Holmes' house for the lights to be fully turned on. The full gaslight was a signal to move in. Holmes told Morton to arrest him for the murder of his nephew, Victor Savage, and also for the attempted murder of Sherlock Holmes. He further told that the murderer has a small ivory box in the right hand pocket of his coat. He should take it out because it would be very helpful for them as an evidence against Smith in the court. Then he said that he didn't open the box. He's a very careful man, especially dealing with strange gifts sent by some unknown people. Smith cried it was a trap, thinking that there was no evidence of his confession. He said that Holmes was lying, and his statement would be equally important in the court as Holmes. Then Holmes called Dr. Watson to emerge from behind the screen to present himself as a witness to Smith's confession. Then Holmes explained that his illness was feigned as a ruse to induce Smith to confess his nephew's murder. He was not ill at all in reality. He was not infected by the little ivory box. In order to pretend to be ill, he starved himself for 3 days, put Vaseline on his forehead, rouge over his cheeks, and crust of beeswax round his lips. That was the reason he claimed that the disease was highly infectious and didn't let Dr. Watson examine him and treat him. Otherwise, he would have discovered the ruse. It's really an exciting and adventurous story. In the end, we see that Sherlock Holmes, the hero, successfully resolves the mysterious death of Victor Savage. I hope you liked the story and understood it. Now we are going to discuss the comprehension questions of the lesson. Question number 1 is, who had sent Holmes the ivory box and what was in it? You have read the story. I think you can easily answer this question. The box had come by anonymous post, but actually it was sent by Mr. Culverton Smith. And what was in it? There was a sharp spring inside it, which was designed to draw blood and infect the person with deadly Eastern disease who opened it. Next question is, why did Mr. Culverton Smith want to kill Holmes? Mr. Culverton Smith planned to kill Holmes. Why? What was the reason? He wanted to kill Holmes because Holmes had deduced that Culverton Smith had murdered his nephew Victor Savage. Question number 3. Who was waiting outside Holmes' house? And what signal was he waiting for? Well, Gus, who was waiting outside Holmes' house? It was Inspector Morton of Scotland Yard. He was waiting outside Holmes' house and he was waiting for the lights to be fully turned on. Next question, question number 4. Where did Watson hide? And why did Holmes need him there? Again, an easy question. Watson hid behind the head of Sherlock's bed. Sherlock Holmes asked him to hide behind the head of his bed because Holmes needed him there so that he could be a witness to Culverton's confession. The next question is, which details, not including the revelation that he is a murderer, create the impression that Culverton Smith is an unpleasant person? The story shows that he is not a noble man. He is not a good man. Besides the revelation that he has murdered his nephew Victor Savage, there are some other details which show that he is an unpleasant man. We have to tell what are they. His dearest hobby is investigating a deadly disease. He has a grudge against Holmes. On hearing about Holmes' illness, he smiles maliciously. But the very next moment, he puts on an air of genuine concern over his face. He enjoys to see Holmes dying, and when he is caught, he says that Holmes is lying. Second last question. What clues are there in the story that Holmes was not really ill? When the story starts, we see Holmes dying of a rare tropical disease. There are some clues in the story which show that Holmes was not ill, rather, he was pretending to be ill. You have to tell what are they? When Dr. Watson is leaving to fetch Dr. Ainsley, Sherlock instantly, with a tiger jump, locks the door. He shouts to Watson to put the ivory box at its place. Inspector Morton seemed to smile to hear about his illness. After Culverton has confessed, he speaks in his natural voice. These clues show that Holmes was not really ill. Then is the last question. How does Holmes make sure that Watson does not guess that he is pretending? Why do you think he needs Watson to believe he is very ill? In order to make sure that Watson does not guess that he is pretending, Holmes doesn't let Watson come near him and examine him. He keeps the lights of his room low. He needs Watson to believe he is very ill so that Watson can convince Culverton Smith and bring him to Holmes. Well, girls, we have discussed these questions. Your today's home task is write down these question answers in your neat notebooks. Mind it, girls, it is compulsory for all of you to do your homework and send it to me within 24 hours. Otherwise, your absence will be marked. Okay, girls, Allah Hafiz.